Hi all people. Now I'd like to make a video. Now, I've had a bit to drink, so probably wasn't the ideal time to make a video, but I was thinking about mental health consumers and their lives don't matter. If we go back to late 2001 and the bisexual male experience of the psych ward, I remember I was admitted, and of course it was admission sort of engineered by my psychiatrist, but I did enter. And within the first night, I'd been informed by one of the, patients, John, that I must be a fruit. Well, I'm bisexual, so fair enough. And he wished to rape and murder me. So after the first night, I decided to check myself out. And then the next day, my case manager, he convinced me to check back in. And they were saying, well, I was admitted for a second time. It was only because he convinced me that I'd be safe there because of all the staff. But the same threats not only continued, there was another guy there, Andrew, who was a good guy, big guy, who told me that not only John, but some of the other drug users coming down from drugs had decided to come in on his conspiracy to rape and murder me. And we're talking here, this is only late 2001. And then went into 2002, and of course, very good guy Andrew said he was so glad that they were kicked out, and he was hoping that no one else would come into the psych ward during the late 2001 going into Christmas and into the new year of 2002. But it just shows you, this is merely 18 years ago, and a bisexual male was under threat, at least of being bashed. I'm not sure if the rape and murder threats would have been carried out. Maybe they would, I don't know. But these were psychiatrists telling me that there was no discrimination against bisexual males. But it's 18 years later. I'm over 45. Bisexual males are still not accepted. Women who say gay men deserve respect and they're gay friendly, when it comes to bisexual males, they condemn them and call them evil. So it's still not an acceptance of bisexual males even now. And the young bisexual males will come out now, but in the over 45s, if you talk to them in the saunas and the back rooms, they'll tell you they'd rather die than come out. Well, I was out not only in Australia in the 90s and early noughties, and in Ireland where you were basically run out at point of being lynched for being open about your sexuality. And if you're in a relationship with a female, not only violence from her, but threats of violence and incitement of violence towards you from her, and then in the general community, incitement of violence from females out in society. And in today's world, gay males say, well, they've nothing to do with bisexuals because they lie and they're duplicitous, etc. But if we look at the figures of violence, bisexual males are about double the rate of violence against them than gay males. There's a reason why bisexual males were reluctant to come out. And the young generation may come out now. My generation, it's very unusual. And in Ireland, when I came out as bisexual and having a significant mental illness, it was suicide. And this has nothing to do with a delusional framework, or the doctor's sort of ideas that you were psychotic. Well, I'm not a proponent of feminism, but the idea of intersectionality, well, in Ireland, being a foreigner was a big thing. Being bisexual was a very big thing, and having a mild but serious mental illness was a very stigmatised thing. And then him to take into that you were delusional, that you'd been persecuted. Well, of course you had. I've been persecuted for far less in Ireland than that. And so have my other family members. Even straight female members have been persecuted for far less than that. And even many years later. So what we've got to get to the point is, mentally ill people are still vilified. Bisexual males, even with women who are pro-gay and say all gay men deserve respect, then they turn around and say bisexual males are evil. This is the woke left saying this. And I said queer feminism puts all the blame on straight men. This is obviously not true. It's not true that women become biphobic because they adopt heteropatriarchal norms or attitudes. Women are innately anti-male biphobic. It's not going to change. It's not going to change after I die. It can be trolled. And if we criminalise female behaviours, well then there's a chance for the bisexual male to exist. But if we keep on going down the road of feminism where there is total no responsibility for females and their attitudes and their persecution of other people, well, the bisexual male, especially one with a mental illness, is going to be persecuted and killed and be forced to suicide. And the young generation, they're okay. Us older guys, we're brain damaged, we're butchered, we shit out of our stomach through our little intestine. We've been bashed, bruised, mutilated. And ones like me, we survived because, well, we were always the non-promiscuous and, well, I would say very conservative behaviour types. But as I said, only 18 years ago, being a bisexual male could get you raped and murdered in a psych ward in Canberra. Well, supposedly. And there would be no sympathy from straight women, let alone straight men. Well, have a good day. I hope you have a good day. And, basically, mental health consumer lives don't matter. And bisexual mental health lives don't matter at all because we've been destroyed, butchered, abused. There is no outrage, there is no protests on the street. We will die quietly. And as I said, no one cares. Mental health consumer lives don't matter. And switching to faggots, our lives matter even less.